Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing great. I'm doing okay. Am I doing great? No. I wanted to talk to you about the stress of having cancer and going through all the challenges of life in general, because life doesn't always stop when you get sick. Well, it never actually stops, even when you're gone. So I had a dinner date planned for this evening, and I just got a text from my friend who needs to reschedule. She's under a lot of stress, and her father's in a nursing home, and she's the main caretaker as far as being there. She needs to pick up his meds today. A lot of things, but I feel really bad. I want to be there to support her, but I'm not really sure what to do. And I have tried many times, even when her mother was sick. And some people just, they want to do it themselves, and that's fine. And she knows I'm there for her if she needs anything. But I will say the dynamic is a little different with us. She used to be, in some ways, my right arm when it came to the church, my church, and that it closed just pre-COVID. And we've always remained friends. I would say she's one of my besties. I don't think she is my best friend, and vice versa, but I love her and I know she loves me. And the problem lies in the fact that we have different political beliefs. And I've seen it break up friendships. And in fact, it broke up one of her friendships. And you could love someone to the nth degree and let it all fall apart. And I so don't want to have that happen with this woman. And the thing about it is that it's going to be as things escalate. Okay, that's what I want to say. As things escalate politically, I feel the landscape of our friendship could change. Now, I'm not saying that she canceled because of that. I mean, I know that she's going through a lot. But I am concerned that we won't be seeing each other until, I don't know, something happens. And we'll never go back. There is no going back to the way it was. It just won't ever happen. There will be a new normal. I just don't think it should be this. And I don't think she does either. I think that we all need to love each other and come together. I just hate losing friends. We had an agreement that if we got together, that we would not talk politics. And we have basically, we have honored that. I say basically because if it does come up, we're just very compassionate to each other. And it has been mentioned once or twice, but love has to prevail. And I am concerned about losing her. But there are sacrifices that we have to make, I guess. Hopefully, my fears will not be founded. I mean, they're founded. But hopefully, my worst fears won't be realized. But my friends, things are going to get worse before they get better. And it scares me. The violence, the threat of violence scares me, let alone the actual violence. Nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to lose their livelihood. There's so much at risk. Nobody deserves to lose their free speech. And I think there will be some losses, more losses before we can make America great again. I've been thinking about it because, who's not thinking about this? I feel like we need a hero. No, we need a hero. And I don't mean we need a hero that's neutral. I don't know if that's even possible. Or one that can at least empathize and sympathize with both sides and just want to come to the table. Someone almost everybody can trust. Not everybody will. There's no person on earth that has 100% of the people. But if we could, I don't know, maybe Dolly Parton. I don't know. Like, who doesn't like Dolly Parton? I do see a lot of celebrities coming to speak out. And they're pretty vocal on their, they're using their platform to be, transparent. I don't know if that's enough. I don't know that Hollywood could actually fix this, but I don't like what's going on any more than anybody else. And I suppose I have to use you as my therapist because having cancer is hard enough. And then I worry about the lack of cancer research and funding and clinical trials and all those things that are maybe killing people. And having any kind of illness is a stress on the body, on the mind, on the spirit. To have to worry about all the other stuff, it could actually escalate your illness. Chicken soup ain't gonna cure this one. So I appreciate you being here because I don't have a therapist at the moment. You're it. I was thinking about going back into it. It might be time for me to peel another layer of the onion. But I was thinking about a different therapist. I think my therapist, my last one, and I got a little too close. We're ready to swap recipes and stuff. So I don't think that's necessarily ideal, because what happens is we end up putting the ego in it, and you want someone that is going to know you, but I don't want to know them that well. Here's the problem. I had looked online for someone else, and no shame in it. I'm very pro talk therapy, And it's very hard to find someone now. I'm not going to betterhelp.com. No, I'm not endorsing that. I can see all these profiles, and I'm very interested in someone that has a little life experience. They don't have to be my age, but someone in at least 35 to 40 range would be fine. It's just that I don't want a therapy from a 12-year-old. I mean, they might be clinically knowledgeable, and that's certainly a plus and a must, but no life experience. I don't want to be there first in this experience or that. I need somebody that's got their shit together. And anybody starting out in a career, it takes time. So I'm looking at all these profiles, and they're all babies. I think a lot of people in healthcare, whether it's medical or mental health, whatever health, I feel like there has been a lot of people who have left the field for other careers when we had the coronavirus. I know 2 in particular that did. So maybe there were a lot more. And there's this new crop of mental health professionals. And the ones that I can find, because I could totally take all the filters off as far as my requirements or my preferences. And very few people are actually taking on new clients. And I think since 2020, there's been a lot of PSTD and a lot of kids. A lot of people are specializing in adolescence, which is definitely necessary. But there are so many people not taking on new clients. So I kind of feel like, well, maybe I will go back to the other therapist. I mean, he was good. I really like him. But I didn't feel like there was enough structure for me to work on. And maybe that's partly my fault. I will blame him. And if he sees this video, he knows I'm laughing at him. So anyway, I feel that everyone needs to talk to someone. And what I'm seeing a lot of is fear about what's going on in this world and fear of where it could go. And I don't want to see January 6th happen in multiple locations. And that does scare me, because I feel like we're divided by design. I mean, there are people perpetuating that. And just getting back to the therapy, there's a lot of people that are very scared. I'm scared. That may not be why I need to talk to someone other than you, but it has piqued a lot of fear. And there are some people, I guess, that shouldn't watch the news. I limit my news to commentaries. But at the end of the day, in order to heal, we need to come together, and we need that hero. Come on, Dolly, step up. We need more love than we need hate. And there is evil in this world. And there's more that I want to say. Maybe I'm not going to say it today. There'll be another video. So anyway, I think that the stress that's happening in my life in general and on a world scale, I'm worried about that making my cancer grow faster or bringing on other health concerns. Mind, body, spirit, I'm telling you, it's all connected. Stress is one of the biggest roots for illness. If you are stressed long enough, you're going to break, you're going to fracture. And you got to stay on top of it. You have to look at maintenance, put things into perspective, let go of things that you can't change. But I think fear is a huge stress. I think there are people that are afraid to speak up. And even here, I'm careful not because I'm afraid of what some people are afraid of. I am afraid that this is not the genre of my channel, although it's still a cancer journey. I mean, a cancer journey encompasses everything in your life. It's all connected, but AI might not see it that way. And I don't want to be tagged for being a political platform, although that's laughable because I would never do that. It's just little me with some little old opinions and feelings and stuff I want to share. But I'm worried about people's health in general, between the crap that we eat and the noise we absorb. Yeah, it's a hell of a time to be alive. Yeah. I went to see my dentist yesterday or the day before, and he said, "I'm really glad you're here. I mean, it's really good to still see you, and doing as well as you look, I said, "Yeah, it's good to be here, just in time to see the end of the world." And everybody laughed. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's like that song, it's the end of the world as we know it. Because you cannot go back. And I hope after things fall apart a little bit more, that we can bring it back together in a new way and move forward. There will always be opposition, always. But I liked it better when we didn't know what our neighbors stood for, and we kept all those things private, as if they were not anybody's business, what we did in the voting booth. I like those days. It's true what they say at the dinner table. You shouldn't ever talk about religion or politics. That's an old saying, but wise sage advice. Okay, now I'm going to shut up. I love you all, and I'll be talking to you very soon. I want you to have a good day, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, and breathe. Bye.